Dear sisters and brothers, welcome to today's edition of Being Heartful Every Day, a joyful adventure. We are conducting this program to commemorate the 125th birth anniversary celebration of our beloved and revered Babuji Maharaj. Welcome to today's program. My name is Prasanna Krishna. We are on day 174 of this program and on week 25. And the quality for the week is stillness. So before we start the program, a very gentle reminder to all of us that we should circulate the master classes by Revered Raji to all sisters and brothers who have not started Sahaj Marg still. So I think that's one of the things we should do. Try to remember one or two friends and the family who have not yet started Sahaj Marg, and then we can forward them the master classes so they can start Sahaj Marg. Also, this program, Being Heartful Every Day, is going really well. Lot and lot people are joining. And if you know of any practitioners who already started Heartfulness but are still not registered to this program, please ask them to send a mail to bhed@heartfulness.org. It is here. Please ask them to send a mail so that they can also join the program and benefit from it. Okay. The inspiration will now move on to the inspirational reading part. We were reading this article by Revered Daji on the art of arriving at stillness. We'll just take one step backward from where we stopped, one paragraph back from where we stopped last time. And that is, we move to the first paragraph in the screen. The nature of Atman is movement. And at that stage, you're focused. Give me a minute. There should be some echo. Yeah, the nature of Atman is movement. And at that stage, you're focused one-to-one. Brahman is expansion, which means you develop 360-degree consciousness. And when you reach Parabrahman, it's almost like you're everywhere at the same time. It is of a nature where you've gone beyond expansion, and that is why there is stillness. You see what is happening when things are moving extremely fast? So let's look at it from a perspective of infinite movement versus perfect stillness. What is infinite movement? We can understand this by considering the Newtonian theory and particles. If you go from Detroit to New York by car, you will go at a certain speed. Let us say you take 8 or 9 hours. If you take a flight, you will arrive there in an hour and 15 minutes. If you take one of those old supersonic flights, by the time they announce you're taking off, you're already landing. If you fly at the speed of tachyon particles, you can be in New York and Detroit at the same time. Now, why is this relevant to infinite movement? When we go beyond certain frequencies in nature, it seems as if there is nothing happening because of the enormity of the speed with which things are moving. You can think of it like a children's spinning top. When it is spinning fastest, it's perfectly balanced. It looks like it is not moving at all. As we move inward towards a center, something similar happens. We become subtler. As we become subtler and subtler, the frequency within also changes. The transformation follows the progression from matter to energy to absolute. It is such a profound state of being. In such a profound state of being, it appears as if nothing is happening inside, but so much is actually happening at the same time. The 360-degree awareness is so rapid that it's almost real time. For example, even before another person speaks, You have felt, understood, and responded. Nothing is holding your mind. Or you can say that it is able to settle on everything. You are absolutely settled in your spirituality. You are also settled on your business decisions without becoming either disturbed or elated about them. There may be 100 things that you're planning in your life, but if I have the ability to move from one to another at lightning speed, then why worry? The idea of all yogic practices is to make the mind still and steady so that it can resonate with the stillness of the Atma. So, all our efforts towards yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi are for the single purpose of creating stillness in the mind. The outward stillness of the mind is then able to match the inner stillness of the soul. This is Sahaj Samaji. And to achieve this is why we meditate. Moving on to the practice part, practice. This expert from the upcoming complete works of Ramachandra Fatehgarh, volume 4, taken from Lalaji Maharaj's note. When certain actions or reasons produce or help producing conditions that are either in our control or beyond our control, it's called practice or askal. Steadiness of the heart on any work. The purpose of various practices laid down by the esteemed elders is to bring about one pointed focus and steadiness of the heart, which has been led astray by unnecessary thoughts and confusion. In a beginner, lack of understanding and thoughts or worry is caused by entanglements in the current circumstances hinder them. The practice becomes easy for them if they follow the teaching of the elders. One-pointed attention. One among many practices involves fixing the mind on one particular object. It helps to gather the attention and achieve one-pointedness, that the gaze is fixed on something. The purpose of practice is to bring the scattered focus to one point, and single-mindedness is achieved. We are almost out of time, but I think let's complete this reading so that we can do the introspection if need be later. The method of attaining one-pointed attention. Experience has shown that by practice, it's possible to obtain one-pointed attention. Fix your gaze on the heart and the point of sajda for meditation. Prayerful suggestions. All sisters and brothers are developing correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. They are attaining rightness in action and perfection in character. At 9 p.m., every Abhyasi, wherever he or she might happen to be at that time, should meditate for 15 minutes, thinking that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and that real faith is growing stronger in them. The prayer can be offered at any other time. Everything surrounding us, the particles, people, birds, and trees, everything around us is deeply absorbed in godly remembrance. All sisters and brothers who have craving for the ultimate are being attracted towards Sahaj Marg. So I think the suggestions we have been practicing quite a lot. Daji has been emphasizing on talking this. So let's spend a couple of seconds. I don't think we have much time for introspection today because 9 o'clock, let's start the prayer. In the meanwhile, we can read and reread the suggestions and try to do it every day. So it's 9 p.m. now. Let's start the universal prayer. Let's sit comfortably, gently close our eyes, get ourselves into a very prayerful attitude, and let's all pray that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. Like we have been discussing, there are a couple of aspects which we need to pay attention to when we get into a prayer. One is that we have to get into this deep attitude of prayerfulness. The words, of course, need to be said once or twice, but I think that attitude of prayerfulness is the most important thing. If a prayer has to be very effective, we have to really get into the deep mode, prayerful mode, and offer our prayers. And also, when we are praying for love, devotion, and real faith in all brothers and sisters, we should also ensure that it is there in our heart. Unless we have it in our heart, we can't offer it to others. So I think let's try to develop that attitude of prayerfulness and a heart swelling with love, devotion, and real faith, and offer our prayer, saying that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. हम आराम से बैठेंगे, धीरे से अपना आंखें बंद करेंगे और एक गहरी प्रार्थना भाव में डूब जाएंगे और ये प्रार्थना करेंगे कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. जैसे हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, दो तीन चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इधर. एक ये है कि हम जब भी प्रेयर करते हैं, वो भावना जो है ना, अपने हृदय में वो गहरी भावना प्रार्थना की डूब जाना चाहिए. हम लोग उसमें उसको डेवलप करके हम उसमें डूब जाना चाहिए. दूसरी बात यह है कि जब तक हमारा हृदय में प्रेम, भक्ति और श्रद्धा नहीं है, हम दूसरों को प्रेयर करने में इतना ये नहीं होगा, इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा. तो अगर सच्ची प्रार्थना करना चाहते हैं, तब हम अपने हृदय में प्रेम, भक्ति और श्रद्धा भर के ये प्रार्थना करेंगे कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. लेट्स कंटिन्यू आवर प्रेयर्स टिल 9:15. While continuing to retain the prayerful condition we have gotten into, we can gently open our eyes. With this, we come to end of today's program. Let's all remember to do a bedtime prayer where we get into a supplicant mood and beg forgiveness for any unintentional mistakes. We reflect on the day's activities and repent for any unintentional mistakes and make a resolve that I'll not repeat the same. Let's say the bedtime prayer and go to bed. Tomorrow being a Sunday, we'll have a satsang in the morning. So we are going to meet at 8:50 p.m. tomorrow. Till such time, good night. Have a nice